This is the funny thing about this car is driving it in the corners. This is not a car where you want to drive at 250 or more kilometers an hour. This is the type of car that you want to drive in the small roads and enjoy the corners, because it handles very, very well. Hi everyone, and welcome back at DK Test Drives. Today I have the opportunity to test a car that I've never driven before, not even the brand. So you will discover. But first of all, I want to thank Audi NAM South for the opportunity to give me this car. But let's take a look at the car. So I am very glad to test today the Audi A3 Sportback, and this is the 30 TFSI. So let's start at the front of the car, and the first thing you can see is the new grille over here, which is typical for the new A3 model. And then of course the S-Line has these typical things over here, so it's more aggressive and more sporty. A nice thing, in my opinion, is this over here, which refers to the first Audi Quattros back in the time. It's a bit a shame because it's a plastic over here, so there's not it's not functional, but it's nice though. The logo in black also is very nice, especially on the white car. It's equipped with the LED headlights, which you can see over here, so it's very nice also. Then at the side of the car we have the S-Line badge over here, and I would personally go for black wheels instead of the alloy wheels as they are over here on the car, but that's a choice, I guess. This is also typical for the S-Line, so the side skirts in black. You have also this old trim over here in black. And then at the rear of the car, it's kind of the same story. So you have these exhausts here in black. Well, it's not the exhaust though, because the exhaust is underneath, because this is fake. This is also typical for the S-Line. The car has the design of a really nice sports car with the S-Line, but if you buy the 30 TFSI, which I am driving with, so with the 1 liter 3-cylinder engine with 115 horsepower, it's not a sports car, so you don't have the power, which I have to say you don't need, because it's very fun to drive this way, especially with the automatic gearbox, which is of course known in the Audi and the Volkswagen group. They have a very decent gearbox, which is also the case on this car, so I don't really feel it changing gears. It's very smooth. Especially when you drive in the city center, for example, you go from 1 to 2 to 3 to even 4th gear without having any feeling that it's switching. It's almost like I'm driving in an electric car, and that, in my opinion, is a pretty good bonus point for this car, because it's just so smooth. So we are now inside of the Audi A3, and the first thing that you can see is that they made a huge step forward on technologic stuff. So first of all is the cockpit. As you can see, it's all digital. The steering wheel is something typical also for the Audi S lines. It's flat over here, so you don't have the round steering wheel as a normal A3. And then of course you also have this big screen over here. It's a touch screen, so you can choose in your map, your phone, the radio. I will show you in a bit. And then over here it's just the button to change gears, so from rear to neutral, and then in drive or sport mode. I am now in the back of the car, and I have to say I am 1 meter 83, and I have hands that I can still push, so I am comfortable at the back. The foot space you can see over here is pretty good though. I won't complain. We're still in an A3, so don't forget it. But yeah, it's very decent space. What's very nice also is that you can choose everything in the cockpit that you want to see. So you can see, for example, the map. And then the thing is that you can also put it on a high screen, so you have more of map instead of having more of your basic information of the car. But yeah, it's a decent thing. I like it. You can simply change it over here. So view, it's nice. Something very typical that is new also for me in this Audi world is the door handles. So as you can see over here, I cannot do this because it's just hurting. But what you do need to do is just this, and then open the door. So they've made something new, and I think that's also something typical to Audi or Volkswagen, that they come with innovative things. And this is a stupid thing in my opinion, but it makes a difference with other brands. So well done, Audi. So as I said, you can see the cockpit. It's very nice over here, but there are some things which I don't really like. First of all is this. It's plastic, and I mean, if I buy an Audi, I don't buy it to have some plastic over here, because we're in a premium car segment, so you don't want to see plastic things, you want to see it in leather. What I really like about the Audis, especially because they came first with this, is those LED blinkers, as you can see now. And then when we're cruising, it's just so nice. It's just a line that's scrolling from left to right, or vice versa, the other side, and it's pretty cool. I like it. I have to say that the drivability in every kind of road is very good on this car. I thought that with the S line it would be harder, but the comfort is pretty good. I would say that it's better than a BMW with the M Sports package. What I don't like about the car is the brakes. I don't really like the fact that I really have to push hard on the brakes when you come to a roundabout or to a corner, when you drive it a little bit sportier. I don't really like that, to be honest, but for the rest, it's a pretty good car, I have to admit. So I talked already about the gearbox. The car also has the pellets on the steering wheel, which is of course always nice when you drive a car like this, because you think, as you see the steering wheel, you would think that you are in an S3 or in an RS3, but you're not. And those pellets, in my opinion, are not necessary on this car, because I tried them several times, and the car is not necessarily driving better when using those pellets. I like it the most driving in the normal drive mode, that it's switching itself. You can switch it also to sport, so it's going higher in the RPMs, but it doesn't have the Newton meters that you need if you drive sportively. So I in my opinion, they don't need it. It's of course always cool to have it, but it's not a plus to use them, in my opinion. I really would like to thank Audi NAM South or MIG Motors for giving me the opportunity to review this car. I will give some information in my link below. Go check them out. They have several concessions of Audi, of Skoda, of Volkswagen, Seat. They even have Cupra. So they have a really nice offer of cars. So MIG Motors, thank you. I would like to thank also Dirty Nine Photography, because Tom is the one who's taking all the pictures of the cars that I'm driving with now, and he's doing a really good job. So check him out also on Instagram, because the guy has some talent. So Tom, thank you very much. What is actually fun about this car is in the roundabouts you can drive it like a kart, because it's, yeah, that's fun. Okay, the acceleration is not what you'd expect, but the roundabout was fun. And that's again something typical for those Audis, I guess, because their suspension and their drivetrain is very good, and then combined with that automatic gearbox, you feel that when you steer and you accelerate, that everything is working together, even with a small engine. So again, it's a very decent car and very fun to drive. So how would I rate the car? Well, to be honest, I'm rating it very high, because the design is very new. It's very nice, especially with the S-Line, because I like it a bit more sporty, so I like the S-Line. In the exterior and also in the interior, but they are both very nice designs. I like the drivability, and I have to say that I am very surprised about this little 1 liter 3-cylinder engine. It is very nice, to be honest, to drive with. What didn't I like are the brakes. It's not enough for me. I would prefer a bit harder brakes, and that they brake a bit harder when you push your brake pedal. And then the second thing that I don't really appreciate about the car is this interior plastic over here, yeah, everywhere, which could have been much better, especially for being an Audi. But for all the other topics, I have to say the infotainment also, you have all the options at the steering wheel on your touchscreen over here. So yeah, I would rate it an 8.5 on 10. Yeah, let's put it that way, 8.5, that's good. I am now back at MIG Motors in Ghent. And it was a real pleasure to drive with the car, and I hope you all enjoyed this review of the Audi A3. So I would say don't forget to subscribe, because I promise there are more nice reviews to come and nice cars also. So if you want to keep updated, subscribe to the channel and see you soon. Bye. You know what's also strange about this car is that you can't drive like in Belgium we say Neroni, which means basically that you open your window, you put your arm over here and your hands over there and then you lay like this, but it just don't feel really comfortable when I'm driving. Yeah, it's very tough though, so but it is good, it's good. So you drive an Audi but you can't be Neroni, so good thing, good thing.